Well, Whitney Rose is certainly working to get this story with the Lisa and the Prism and the Dana Wilkie and all that out there. In the after show, she is putting on a full-blown acting performance. Like, really, she is going the distance with it. Yes. It's my first time actually using it, like outside of, oh, I did it. Okay, but today we're just going to actually do Salt Lake City. I know I normally combo Orange County, Salt Lake City, but I wanted to go over the Orange County finale with Kendrick when I record with him this Sunday for the wrap up. We go live on YouTube at 11 a.m. I'm sorry, 10 a.m. PT. So you are welcome to join, but it will be available for replay everywhere, of course. But there's just a lot to talk about with Salt Lake City, and so I'm going to need to focus today on this. But first, if you are new here, hello. Welcome to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. I'm Emily. I recap your favorite reality TV shows and wrap up the week's entertainment news live on Sundays at 10 a.m. PT, which is what I just talked about. So join the mess and subscribe, follow, like, and comment. And now let's get into it. So we pick up on the husbands, which was the name of the episode, the husbands fighting, and they break them up. And Whitney goes to Lisa, "You, my friend, don't own your own stink, and that's your problem." That one felt practiced for sure. "You, my friend, don't own your own stink, and that's what the hell does that even mean? Lisa goes, "We're not friends. My friends don't lie about me." Angie, poor thing, she's just trying to get married to do this blessing. She is just trying to not let this anniversary party be about this fight. So she's like, okay, Mary's going to do a blessing, but Lisa can't stop. She's a liar. Good luck with that. Stay away from him. Stay away from him. Meredith is into this too. I love that she has Lisa's back this much. I am so relieved that Lisa has Meredith this season, and it's not just like a full takedown. Meredith's like, "But why don't you believe her?" And Whitney goes, "I just told you I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt, but she keeps calling her attorney." Meredith goes, "Then give her the benefit of the doubt. Stop saying you want to and do it." Well, thank you, Meredith. I'm giving, okay. Lisa just keeps going, "You're lying about me." And Whitney's like, "I am not lying about you." Angie just goes, "Okay, let's take a deep breath. My daughter is here." And then they cut over it. And I didn't realize Electra was one of the kids Mary was talking to when she sat down after her fight with Heather, which makes it even funnier because she really meant to sit there. She meant to be telling Electra her thoughts on the fight with Heather. Mary has some sort of power, though, over everyone in this group because Lisa and Whitney have just gotten done fighting. And Mary forces Lisa to hold Whitney's hand. She didn't have, like, Lisa tried. She's like, "I'm good." But she knew Mary wouldn't stop. So she, in the middle of this tension, walks over and has to hold Whitney's hand. That's so unhinged. And she's like, "Don't lie about me. Don't lie." As soon as the blessing is done, Lisa turns to Whitney. "I did nothing to you through DMs, through fake accounts. None of that was me. Just remember that. I could hate you and I wouldn't do that to you." But then I didn't like Justin stepping in. I didn't. He goes, "But why do you keep calling her a liar?" And then Lisa's like, "Because she's lying." And then John kind of steps in and physically moves Justin away. He goes, "You don't need to talk to Lisa." And Lisa's like, John, relax." But I don't like that Justin is getting involved. I don't understand. Like, he could just be walking away, but it's clear that he is wanting to be in the mix this season, Justin. John is definitely not in the right either, but I think that the way John wants to take it later is the way I would like Justin to want to take it, because the next day, Justin's pouring out all I guess they have canned drinks and the Vita tequila while Whitney pretends to be shocked. She's like, "You're pouring everything out?" Like, you didn't know. Like you didn't know cameras were up and that was about to be happening. Nice try, though. Meanwhile, John is bringing home chicken, and he's like, "How are you doing today, my little boxer?" Or no, she calls him my little boxer. And he goes, "Or just sticking up for my mouthy wife." Oh, now I'm mouthy. Now I'm mouthy. You're gonna get in trouble. um, Lisa, though, she's like, if Whitney walked over to John, this is her in her confessional. If Whitney walked over to John and just said, "Your fucking wife did this to me," John would be like, "Okay, Whitney, whatever." Do we think that's the case? I'm trying to imagine. Do we think I mean, maybe, yeah, actually, I do think that's the case. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's when Lisa directly said Justin's name, it's like, it's a bit, how do you do it, Justin? And then your wife's a liar or whatever. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't think Justin was right to get so mad. Um and I don't know. This one's kind of a tie a little bit. But Justin did get too mad. Right? I think we can all agree on that. Justin did get too aggressive, if you will. He stepped. So, whatever. But Lisa asks him, "How do you feel about Justin?" And John's like, "I like Justin. I'm not going to let this get in the way of our friendship, I think he's a cool dude. We'll just figure it out and move forward." Meanwhile, you got Justin over there pouring out all the liquor, being like, "We don't accept gifts from the Barlows." What? Because what? Because of this fight? Because of this fight. That doesn't make sense. You then really believe that Lisa tried to get this like Prism stuff out there. And what I'm confused about with Whitney is, excuse me, why is she like, were there Prism stock photos or wait, Alibaba stock photos on the Prism site? She's not ever come out and like, I think she said we don't use Alibaba. I think. But yeah, it's like that was on the site. Like a fan found that and sent it to, what was their account? What was that account? Not reasonable, but shady or something like that. I'm so sorry. I forgot exactly what their handle was. But they got a message from a fan that was like, "Hey, these pictures, this is Alibaba and this is Prism, same stuff." So, and then they posted it. Not Lisa, Whitney knew about the post because I guess she either interacted with it or did something with it. And Whitney does say, "I knew about this post," when she has lunch with Meredith. "I knew about this post, but Lisa brought it to the group." So then are you also, what are you actually accusing Lisa of? You said, "I knew about this post, but then Lisa brought it to the group." And now you're saying that Lisa was the one who planted the story with Dana Wilkie. Huh. What is she accusing Lisa of? I just realized that. Okay, whatever. I'm moving on. Sorry. Lisa's confessional, though, excuse me, she goes, "If I wanted to get something out there, I would go to the Post, the New York Times, maybe on Good Morning America. But like, nobody gives a fuck about your jewelry anyway, Whitney." And then she clocks her here. "You're hoping that this gets you 100,000 in sales when it airs. Good luck." "Oh, we feel so bad for Whitney. We're going to go buy her hilling necklaces." I like that Lisa's now participating in the hilling and the fillings that we all make fun of Whitney for. Yeah, I think Lisa's spot on, honestly. I think that's totally what Whitney was kind of hoping was like the bonus to making Lisa look like she was the one out here doing this. It's almost like it's not a decoy because Whitney's been out there doing this. I don't know. But I think I've pled my case enough. I don't think that Lisa Barlow is concerned enough about other people. Maybe that makes her selfish, but I think that in her world, she's only really worried about herself. Like, even when you look at her stories, sometimes she'll post things directed at cast members, and it's like it's like a sentence that she'll post. It's like kind of cryptic and says, I don't know. But it's usually a lot of her own stuff, like Vita, whatever businesses she has. So I don't picture her being this person. I picture Whitney being this person because Whitney Actually, before I go into these thoughts, I'm just going to go to the next scene because it kind of ties into this. Whitney, Bronwyn, and Angie go on a walk. And I'm telling you, the performance Whitney is putting on here. She goes, I was just going to ask Lisa a few clarifying questions on what I had found out. Why does Whitney also always look like she has her mouth open? Or does she always have her mouth open? But her face just looks like she always has it slightly agape, a gap. What is it? And it's just like a little stupid with her mouth open. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. But Bronwyn seems pretty neutral here. She seems like she's not willing to indulge all the way and still stay true to what she knows to be Lisa Barlow. And she's like, okay, I was just wondering, like, why did you think it's Lisa? And when he goes, we narrowed it down that it was Lisa Barlow. And Angie is like, I don't want to believe that she would do this, but I think when she gets angry, this is how she gets revenge. Okay. Whitney goes, Lisa hurts other people to make herself feel better. Now, I don't really agree with that one. I don't. Or does she? I don't know. That one, okay. I'm gonna keep going because I'm gonna get to the part where I wanted to like hone in on. Bronwyn's like, I hear both of you, but that's just not been my experience with Lisa. And Whitney goes, she's gonna treat you different because you have everything that she wants. And right there, it was like, oh, she's projecting. Whitney goes, if you're throwing a glamorous party, she'll be there. What? That doesn't even make sense. Of course she'll be, like, if you invite her to a party, yeah, she'll go. But what does that mean? Like, she only goes to glamorous parties? What are you talking about? But she's going to treat you different because you have everything she wants. And from season 1, Whitney has felt like Lisa has looked down on her. Did she? Maybe. I don't know. But those sorts of things, like, you allow people to make you feel a certain way about yourself. I can recognize when I'm becoming friends with people that tap that thing in me where I can like project on them. And I can recognize that certain people bring out an insecurity in me and it makes me question sides of me that I don't like. And I can start projecting onto them. And it's not necessarily their fault, but they don't feel like I'm less than them. I feel like I'm less than them around them, if that makes sense. So, and also I said this on last week's recap. Whitney thinking that Lisa's going and planting stories is also a bit of projection, like when a partner's cheating on their girlfriend or boyfriend and then they accuse them of cheating because they're projecting. So it's like I think Whitney is the one that does all this plotting and planning shit. And Lisa's not doing it. It's so Whitney being paranoid about it. It's kind of like, girl, that's on you. But anyway, then Bronwyn tells him about this trip that she's planning for her and Todd's anniversary. She's not inviting Brittany. Thank God. I will get to Brittany in a second, but I can't deal with Brittany anymore. She has a whole scene with Heather. I didn't even bother writing down what the fucking notes were. But here's my problem with Brittany. And this is a me thing, maybe. The one type of issue and crazy that people can have that I have no patience for is the insane man crazy, I need love type of shit. Now that's on me. I can pretty much handle and be very understanding to like any type of crazy. But when it comes to this Britney's thing with like meeting a man and being like, I can still want a relationship with my kids, but not be single. I'm like, I can't. I don't have any room for this. What the fuck is wrong? Get some therapy. So it's on me maybe that I'm being this vicious, but like I despise talking about her problem the same over and over again. So thank you, Bronwyn, for not inviting her on the trip. But then Bronwyn says she's on the fence about Heather. And she says, I think Heather stirs the pot and then refuses to acknowledge that she does. That's true. And she goes, I think Heather and I could have been friends. And Angie goes, and you probably will. And in the meantime, I think Heather is losing out on relationships because she's only supporting Lisa. It's like they all have the same enemies. So this is going to bond them very easily. And then Angie, without a shred of irony, is like, she's taking things that I say that I think is in confidence and taking it to Lisa without giving me the opportunity to have that conversation with Lisa myself. And I'm like, you literally did that when you went to Whitney. Lisa told you something. She even said the words to you. I thought it was in confidence. And now you're saying, I just was telling you it was in confidence. I'm like, okay. Okay. Angie, I'm going to need you to realize I was just you did the exact same thing. You know, they're all being messy and that's okay. It's just the clutching their pearls that they do when someone else does it to them. They're like, oh my God, how could you do exactly what I just did a couple episodes ago to me? Because when I did it, it was okay. But when you do it, it's something worse. It's not okay. Okay, speaking of, Brittany has some like Mormon campfire, whatever they fireside thing. And Heather and Angie are invited. But then after the whatever ceremony thing that they do, Heather and Angie get on the topic of Bronwyn because Heather was just invited to Bronwyn's house and Angie knows why. And so she's like, I think you and Bronwyn, like, I think she wants to be your friend. And she's just really straightforward. And she came to me directly with the stuff that you had said to Lisa. And Heather goes, was that direct? That seemed slimy as fuck to me. Whoa. Oh, okay. Angie goes, but what she was saying is that you should have come to me and not taken my information to Lisa. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I would like to point out, I cannot tell, actually, if Bronwyn is loyal to Lisa. Because why wouldn't she tell Lisa that she was going to go tell Angie? You know, why would she not say, I think Angie should know this? And instead she just goes and tells Angie, and now Lisa doesn't know that she knows or whatever. If she was really trying to broker that friendship to mend or whatever. It was just being messy. And it was just to throw Heather under the bus, I guess. Anyway, moving on. Heather fucking lies. She goes, I did come to you. I gasped when you said it. And I said, don't mom shame Lisa with electronics. Yet they show a flashback and there was nothing in there from Heather going, oh my God, don't say that. Unless they really just were that shady and didn't want to show it. But they show a flashback and they do not show you saying that. And that's what I kind of thought the flashback was going to be for. Like, if you're going to cut back to that moment right after Heather says, I told you, don't say that, I would imagine that's what they were going to cut back to. But I don't think you said anything in the moment, Heather. In fact, I guarantee you didn't, unless it comes out at the reunion and I will stand corrected. Angie is trying to have it kind of 3 different ways here. I didn't mom shame her. I never said anything about her being a bad parent. Honey, you said, my kid needs me. I don't let her game all night. And like the video game is the babysitter. That's the only way to interpret that, is that you're coming for her parenting, honestly. And Heather goes, I just told her exactly what you said. And Angie's like, well, when you take it to Lisa, like I said, she's a bad parent. Heather goes to a 20. I didn't take it to her like that. Who told you I took it to her like that? Okay, my God. Angie goes, Bronwyn said she was crying. Well, she cried to me. Bronwyn doesn't fucking know. Bronwyn wasn't there. Girl. But then Angie, this confused me quite a bit. Angie goes, how do you think I felt when she said that about me? Where was the support for me? Oh, she meant when Lisa said, oh, are you going to get off the phone with me because you have to take care of Electra? I think Angie is wondering, like, why she didn't say something to Lisa then. Excuse me. Oh. But even as Meredith said, I believe on Watch What Happens Live, or am I just remembering that wrong? She's like, well, Lisa was not coming for her parenting. She was talking about Angie not being honest. Yeah, That's what Meredith said. So I agree with Meredith. But Angie's like, you sitting there watching her come at me and call me a bitch and tell me to fuck off. Why aren't you saying you're a bad friend to Angie too? I mean, it's a good point. But then Angie's confessional is pretty savage. She goes, I've known Heather since I was 15, and she has always wanted to sit at the cool kids table, and she'll do anything to be at that table. Even if it means sometimes taking up for the wrong person. Speaking of, Angie has the nerve to go, I've seen you do this before, sticking by people, whether they're right or wrong. And Heather's like, oh, where are we going with this? We all knew where she was going with this. You're talking about Jen. Now, Heather's confessional here makes zero sense to me. She goes, but this is not what's happening right now. This is about the problem in Lisa and Angie's friendship, which is exactly why I told Lisa in the first place. To make it about me and my loyalty is to miss the mark. But I'll let you know when I wake up with a black eye. What? Like if Lisa hits her, she'll tell you if it's a... What? That was just a bunch of words. This is just a bunch of talking. What the fuck are you talking about? Are you not? Anyway, Angie's like, I feel like you're just in this place where you want to prove your loyalty to Lisa. And Heather goes, absolutely. Whoa. But Angie's like, I don't even know that she deserves this much support from you. And Heather goes, oh, tell me more so I can understand your side. And she's like, I mean, I've seen you in the past. We've moved on. Bermuda changed a lot for me and her, and she's been a good friend to me, and I want to be supportive of that. Okay, and then Angie again's like, why aren't you giving me the support? And Heather's like, but I think I am. but you're not holding her to the same standard. And then Heather goes, well, that's good food for thought. I had never considered that. This is the first time you've communicated this to me. This is making me think and take pause. And then she goes, I love you. I respect you. I want you to feel supported by me. And I don't think you should question my loyalty just because I'm a loyal friend to her too. That's not what she's questioning. She's not questioning that because you're loyal to Lisa. She's wondering why you have no loyalty to her now. Like, where did her loyalty get lost in this mix? Suddenly you're just loyal to Lisa. That's what it's about. But that's okay. Purposely missed the point. That's fine. That's good for you. Okay. And then she goes, I feel bad that you guys are in the place that you're at, but you can fix it. And she can fix it too. She has stuff she's got to do too, I'm sure. We all do. What? You are the epitome of trying to play all sides of this, girl. Yeah, I'm not even making sense. All right. She's speaking, listeners. Hear me now. Lola V's new Exfoliate and Detox Scalp Shampoo is the best hair product I've ever used in my entire life. I personally really struggle with scalp buildup, so a product like this is right up my alley. After the first wash, I was actually in awe of how much healthier my hair felt. I sound like a commercial. Well, this is a commercial, but I genuinely mean that Lola V's Exfoliate and Detox Scalp Shampoo has changed my hair journey. They use this proprietary B Pro 3 bond technology, and I'm like, what? But apparently, these are peptides that are naturally derived from chia seeds. So the B Pro 3 prevents, protects, and repairs damage and aging on hair. Lola V is all about that naturally derived plant-based ingredient life. They don't do silicones, they don't do sulfates, parabens, gluten, and of course, vegan and cruelty-free. And the scent is herbal, it's citrus, it's woodsy. It's like what Jennifer Aniston's house would smell like. Unlock Jennifer Aniston approved hair at lolav.com. As our loyal listeners, you'll get an exclusive 15% off your entire order when you use code SheSpeaks15 at checkout. That's 15% off your order at LOLAVIE.com with promo code SheSpeaks15. Please note you can only use one promo code per order and discounts can't be combined. After you purchase, they will ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Your hair will thank you. John and Justin go to lunch. Why did they need to troll John like that with his parallel parking? That's like my nightmare. Not only is having to parallel park in front of, let's say, like a patio full of people in a restaurant, but to have it on camera, rude, no need. But once again, with the Justin, I'm trying to understand why I'm supposed to be on his side. I'm going off the Watch What Happens Live polls, and it seems like a lot of people are on Justin's side. And I'm like, but don't we not like it when the husbands get involved like this? Don't we not? I get, though, that Lisa pulled him in, but don't we not like that? Because I don't like it. And I was hoping that the way John is like, I'm so sorry. I should not have done that. The first time you took a step towards Lisa, so I reacted. And then the second time, I think I was just a little trigger happy because of the first time. And so I apologize and I'm very sorry. And Justin's like, okay, cool. And then I think it makes sense for John to say, do you think you want to apologize to Lisa? Just because, like, I don't know, out of like manners and just like wanting, if you're one of the husbands, just keep the peace. But Justin's like, wow, I can't believe you even asked me that. And then Justin gives this really weird confessional. I don't feel like my reaction was anything different than what we see from her all the time. Well, but like, you're not okay, so you are trying to get in the mix. You are trying to be a housewifey. Because you're not, like, just because Lisa reacts, that's just, I thought it was very weird, very telling. He does not want to lose this check, is what it feels like, the show check. Okay, Heather goes to Bronwyn's. I'm really confused by Heather because I don't know what she expects from Bronwyn here other than to apologize for upsetting her. And Heather, even in the after show, it's a major superiority complex. If holier than thou was a person, it's Heather Gay. She has deemed what Bronwyn has done so horrendous and can't even kind of see that she does the same thing. And I think even if she did see, fine, I did the same. She keeps saying, but these are my friends. These are my friends that I can do. They are friends of mine. Okay. But like, do you see that the way you called out Bronwyn at that event was like a little crazy? But I guess from Heather's perspective, Bronwyn was coming for Brittany. But then why are you getting involved? So I just felt like watching it felt like Heather was so condescending. And it felt like Bronwyn was, I guess she was like, hey, look, you're right. I'm sorry for that. I did that. And I guess I can see what she thought could happen with Heather by her saying, look, I'm sorry. I know I was messy. I'm owning it. That maybe like they could both agree that they're messy and both agree that like, this is just something we do and I shouldn't have called you out and I shouldn't have made a big deal out of it and yelled at you. Maybe. I don't know. But the way Heather, like when she realizes, like, why did you even invite me here? Oh, it's because you're planning a trip and you don't want, and I'm not invited. No, she was, I think, trying to, or is that what it was? It felt like she thought that they could have like hey, we both kind of do the same shit. I'm sorry for my part. I'm sorry for being messy. And then Heather could go, look, right, I think I overreacted as well. If you have your relationships with these people, that's fine. But instead it was like, oh, now I have to sing for my supper and hope I get invited, and was so offended by that. And then the after show, she was talking about it more. Like the stakes are that high that I have to say the right thing or I'm not invited. Girl. No, it's like a very simple, I guess though, if you're on a show for years and then in comes a new person, I guess that's what she's reacting to. I don't know. It's just her like high and mighty attitude that she has about it. Like just the way, and when she goes, I want to go, I want to leave. It was a little gross that Bronwyn's home had dog shit everywhere. That I had oh God, I remember this friend. It was a friend of a friend. And his friend had this gorgeous mansion. Maybe not a mansion, a very nice, very big house. And she also had dog shit in in every room. And I was like, this is one of the most beautiful homes I've ever been invited to, but I never want to come back here because I could not believe there was just dog shit right there. Ah, no. So gross, not great, gross. I don't mind you not having furniture. I don't mind you, but like, that's baseline. That is, I don't care how many dogs you have. You know, like, that's gross. But other than that, Heather, and I guess Heather doesn't like dogs. In the after show, Bronwyn talks about how her dogs were kind of all over Heather and she didn't know that Heather didn't like dogs. And who doesn't like dogs? That would be the one thing I'd be happy about. Yes, there's dog shit, but will the dogs play with me? Cool, I'm in. No, even if the dog, no, because then I can't I get too weirded out. I'm flashing back to when I was at this person's house and I had to go pee and I was like, oh, I'm scared to go in the bathroom. What's in there? And there was a little bit of dog shit. Well, ew. Yeah, I'm very easily skeeved out by stuff, so not my favorite. I will say that Bronwyn was pretty strong. And I mean, I didn't mind it because I think Heather's being such an asshole. But Heather goes, I'm confused. I thought you wanted me to come over so you could apologize for the things that you've done. And Bronwyn goes, why do you feel you should come over and I apologize and you should take no responsibility for anything that's gone on between the two of us? That's really what you thought was going to happen when you came over? Heather, I wasn't sure what was going to happen because you're pretty unpredictable. Heather's like, but you do have a skewering humor, which is a very weird word to say, a skewering humor. And Bronwyn goes, you also have a skewering humor and you have come very hard for me. You've said I'm not a good friend. I am terrifying. My husband was stupid not to have a prenup with me. And Heather's like, you are putting words in my mouth. And actually, she's not. Those are exactly words you said. I think it is stupid for anyone to not have a prenup. Marriage is a financial transaction. Bronwyn goes, Heather, in no way, shape, or form was that a friendly comment. And then in Heather's confessional, she goes, I could apologize for asking about the prenup, but I don't give two shits about the prenup. This was her just trying to find a reason not to include me on the trip. Okay. She's not only shown me her shit house, she's shown me her shitty intentions, and I don't really care for either of them. little snarky Rooney. Also continuing to be strong, Heather goes, I feel exhausted. And Bronwyn goes, you're exhausted because you're trying to keep up this facade. But this is when Heather goes, I can't even eat my coffee cake and I want to leave. So as she's walking out, she goes, I feel exhausted and sick to my stomach. This is not like the type of friendship I want to have. And I'm glad you have so many new friends to supplement. New friend? Does she know you? She doesn't know you. You're a new friend. What was that? I'm so glad you have new friends. Lisa brought her in. So what is this comment from you? You could have been one of them. You see? You could have been one of them, but you're being crazy right now. Okay. What? Bronwyn, as she's closing the door, she goes, to not be able to say anything that you've done in this is truly lacking self-awareness. Heather goes, oh, thanks. I appreciate the tip. Bronwyn's confessional was, I thought it was kind of sad and relatable. She's like, I'm not giving Heather a phony version of me, but I did try to show up with the best version of me, and it's not good enough for Heather. And that taps into one of my most serious fears, that the very best of me is not good enough for someone else. Oh, that's sad. On the after show, Remember, Heather and Meredith are in the little interview together, and she's going back in on the prenup, and she's talking about how stupid it is. And then she looks to Meredith and goes, and with your legal background, you would know that with someone with such an age disparity and such wealth disparities, prenups are a common practice. And Meredith is like, yes and no. And it gets weird. Heather goes, oh, okay, if you're going to take Bronwyn's side right now, just choose that you're taking Bronwyn's side right now. And Meredith has to be like, no, it's not about that. I mean, are there a lot of reasons where it's more advantageous to have one? And there are a lot of reasons where it's not advantageous, that one, whatever. And so you just see Heather's face. She's literally like scowling and like making it like pursing her lips, like, excuse me. And at one point she goes, honey, like that. And then she says, which is so weird, you say you're a trader at Goldman Sachs. You talk that you're this intellectual guru. When did she ever say that, by the way? And then you just marry for love? I feel like that's mixed messages. Thank God Meredith is in there. She goes, well, I don't understand. Being smart and driven means you can't marry for love. What are you saying? Heather goes, it means you're a fool. Meredith's like, I think you want to revise that statement. I don't. I stand 100% behind it. I just think she's picking and choosing what she wants to be upset with me about because she wanted to justify the fact that I was never going to be invited on that trip. She wanted it to be a couple's trip, and she wanted a way to do that without having her hands dirty. Girl, this is some paranoid shit. This is some paranoid thinking, girlfriend. Oh, chill out. That's not, I mean, I didn't feel that way. I think it's kind of normal when new housewives come in and they are going to plan a trip or a group event. It's always, if whoever they have been fighting with, they always are like, do I invite them or not? Think about Meghan King Edmonds not inviting Shannon. It's a newbie thing to do, actually. It's very, I was thinking about inviting Heather, but we're not getting along. Yeah, well, that's part of the job. Okay, I would just invite everybody. Just do it. That's part of the job. But like a normal person, if you've just fought with someone, would not go on a trip with them. Simple as that. Simple as that. But this is a show that we're on. Cats are freaks. And if you have a cat, you love them for that. Like my cats are little finicky weirdos, but I would die for them. And so the least I can do is use Pretty Litter. Because, okay, Pretty Litter, yes, it's fab. It's lightweight. It's non-clumping, traps odor and moisture, low dust. I hate the dust. But the part that is the most important here is that Pretty Litter. But the part that is most important here is that Pretty Litter changes color to indicate early signs of potential illness in your cat, like urinary tract infections or kidney issues. And because cats can't talk, even though I'm pretty sure I think I know what they're thinking, they can't let me know when something's wrong. So I love having that peace of mind so that I can get a little warning sign and book a vet appointment if I have to. Also, I forgot to mention, Pretty Litter ships right to my door. I never run out. I don't have huge kitty litter bags taking up space. Pretty Litter is amazing. You have to try it. Go to prettylitter.com/shespeaks and save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. That's prettylitter.com/shespeaks to save 20% on your first order and get a free cat toy. prettylitter.com/shespeaks. Terms and conditions apply. See site for details. Something that is never in season, body odor. So let's face it, summer isn't the only time we can get body odor. We can get real funky under some of our favorite fall clothing. That's why I'm very excited to tell you about Lumi Whole Body Deodorant for pits, privates, and beyond. That's right. You don't just get body odor under the arms. If you've ever had an interesting odor coming from your bikini region and thought, oh my God, I have a disease, could just be body odor. Lumi deodorant was created by an OBGYN because she had patient after patient coming in saying, something's wrong down there. And she went, oh my God, it's just body odor. And so she created and developed Lumi deodorant that is pH balanced for use below the belt and everywhere, and it can control odor for up to 72 hours. That's a really long time. I do hope you shower. And now, after many requests, they have formulated a new product, Lumi Whole Body Deodorant Plus Sweat Control. That is right. The same 72-hour odor control with 72-hour sweat control. Lumi is baking soda free, paraben free, and you can choose from a variety of scents like clean tangerine, love, lavender sage, toasted coconut, also love. Lumi's starter pack is perfect for new customers because it comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, and 2 free products of your choice, like mini body wash and deodorant wipes. I love the body wash, by the way. And you get free shipping. As a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack. Use code SHESPEAKS for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. That's code SHESPEAKS at LumiDeodorant.com. Next, though, remember I was saying Whitney is performing on the after show, talking about the fight with Justin and John. Whitney goes, "What's interesting is Justin and I talked through what happened that night. We both noted John's energy being different lately, specifically that night. He seemed already charged walking in." Now, I guess I don't see a lot of John, but I did not get a vibe that he was charged up at all. I got that vibe from your husband when he texted Jared to come to the party. He looked like he was raring to go, but John, I didn't get that vibe. And then she goes, overall, this last year, he has seemed more stressed than usual. John is usually, go along, get along kind of guy, and his energy has been a little bit on the lower side. Ugh, what the fuck does that mean? I know that they have had a lot going on with Jack being gone and being sick, but I have to wonder if Lisa somehow knew I was going to approach her that night, because she came in ready to go. Girl. No, she did not know you were going to approach her. And also, what does that even, what was your point? What is your point? That doesn't make sense. That just doesn't make any fucking sense, what you're trying to say. You came in raring to go. You did that, girl. But then Bronwyn tells this really fucking annoying story, to be honest. And I don't understand, this is where I start to go on the fence with Bronwyn, because she's not loyal to Lisa, but she's really mad at Lisa for not being super loyal to her. I can't really put my finger on this part of Bronwyn, because she tells a story where she goes, "I did not see John being aggressive, but we had an odd interaction. Lisa and I had met a few weeks ago and told me that they were doing very different things, that John was traveling a lot. And the way I heard it was that he was doing something new for work, like a different aspect of the business. So when I saw John, I said, 'Hey, so tell me about this new thing you're doing. Is it investing or what are you doing?' And he had no idea what I was talking about. And I was like, oh, my bad. I must have heard Lisa wrong. But he just had no idea. And if I had maybe not explained something right about something Todd was doing, he would be like, oh, no, that's not how it is. This is what it is." But John had no clue. So are you trying to say that Lisa lied about them doing new stuff with the business? Or that John didn't want to tell you? I guess she is trying to say that John lied, right? That Lisa lied. That's the accusation, right? That Lisa, interesting. But okay, that's the end of the after showy stuff. There's been some social media drama. There was you know how the after show is put on bravotv.com. The account and the YouTube channel, Bravo and Blaze, Jenny at Bravo and Blaze, she had posted a clip from the after show. And I saw it on her page and I was like, oh, I totally missed that. I don't remember this. So I went scouring every single after show clip. I was like, where is this? What the fuck? Well, it turns out what she had screen grabbed had been deleted by Bravo. And so by the time I was seeing the after show, it was gone, which is nuts. Isn't that crazy? But here, the clip was Lisa talking about Gwen, Bronwyn's daughter's family. Now, this is where I will criticize Lisa on this hardcore. I don't like how it feels like she's kind of being PR for this family. And I believe that they didn't want Bronwyn to have Gwen and never wanted anything to do with Gwen. But allegedly, which I don't feel this was Lisa's place to share, she said that they were told Bronwyn had a miscarriage and never knew about Gwen. That I just don't feel like that was Lisa's place to share. Because who are you accusing of lying? Bronwyn or who? But anyway, Bravo and Blaze, Jenny, she believes that Bronwyn is not to be trusted. That's the stance that she's got on Bronwyn. So she posted the clip of Lisa saying what I just said. And Bronwyn reached out to her and was like, this is not true. So I'm gonna go through the drama that has now played out on Twitter. So Bravo and Blaze posted a meme that says, me reading unhinged and nasty DMs from Brown Wind for sharing a clip from the after show that Bravo posted. Well, then, Bronwyn shared a screenshot of what she had sent to Jenny at Bravo and Blaze. And this is what she had said. She says, this is what she DM'd Jenny. Prepare the apology. I have every email and text and social media. Yes, they don't know how to use it, but yet I have time-stamped and dated social media messages from them from years back acknowledging they always knew about Gwen. I also have my texts with Lisa. She should not be speaking about my child or defending these people. I never mentioned her father's widow, who he married after I had Gwen, to protect her non-involvement in this. Sickening, others dragged her in and are creating fiction about me and her. I have stayed vague on purpose to protect my child's right to a relationship with them if she chooses it. My unwillingness to blast them doesn't mean I am not very clear on what has happened in my own life. It was a real choice to post this and continue to double down on Instagram and Twitter all day. I plan to address this now, but cannot believe I have to because of this. Something I should have said before about what Lisa had said in that clip that's been deleted was that they, in an effort to make it really seem like this family didn't know, they were like, she's like, yeah, they didn't know, and they don't really have social media. They don't know how to work social media really, so they just weren't online, and that's why she was saying that. Sorry if that was confusing. Then Jenny posted another meme to her stories that Bronwyn responded to, and I'm going to read what the meme said. It said, imagine growing up your whole life thinking your father and his family wanted nothing to do with you, only to find out that your mother told them she never had a baby, allegedly. Well, Bronwyn responded to that and said, wow, she is an 18-year-old who vulnerably shared her experience because it came up between Lisa and I. This is low. Then Jenny responded to Bronwyn on Twitter. And if you guys want to see how that drama went down, you can just go to Bravo and Blaze's Twitter and see it all play out there. I am going to go with I believe Bronwyn on this one and Gwen, because I find it very hard to believe that Bronwyn would have kept up this lie for this long. Her whole life, her daughter's whole entire life, she's just been lying and saying they don't want to know you or anything like that. You know, that feels not great. But I don't want any beef with Jenny, Bravo and Blaze. I'm not trying to like fight with her or anything because we have a difference of opinion. I just wanted you guys to know that information. I don't know. Is that okay? Anywho, I can't wait to get into my thoughts on Orange County on Sunday with Kendrick. If you can tune in live, that'd be super fun because the chat gets very funny. And if not, replay will be available. And okay, love you guys. Mean it. I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to She's Speaking with Emily Hanks. This show is produced, hosted, and edited by me, Emily, and brought to you in partnership with Cloud 10 Media. If you are looking for bonus content, check out the Patreon. The link is in the description. To show some support, you can hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Another free way to support the pod, please rate and/or review on whatever platform you listen. It's free, and it helps the algorithm or something. You could also head to buymeacoffee.com/shespeaks and buy me a coffee or two. Make sure you're following me on all social medias. I am She's Speaking with Emily Hanks across all platforms: Threads, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. That's it. Thank you guys. See you soon.